Right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whichever part of the world you're tuning in from. Ethan Musolini, the Merchant of Success here. And if you're able to see me and hear me, again, we are talking about technology here. Please say, Ethan, I can see you and I can hear you before we get rocking and rolling. Let's see. If you can hear me, at least type in the chat box, say I can see you, I can hear you. Then Julia will open up, we'll open this up and then I come later. Okay, Connie says I can see and hear you. Great. Julia?
Thank you, Ethan. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you. I see we have Connie, David, Hassan, Lucille, Rona, and more people are joining us. Thank you for keeping time. That's very important to us. And we do not take your time for granted. We would love to give you absolute value as we engage. I'm Mererwa Singa, and I'm a human resource consultant with Success Africa. I've been working with Success Africa for the last 6 years now, and it's always a pleasure to serve and mostly so to know that we are adding value to you and you're adding to the rest of the world. Success Africa, if you are engaging with us for the first time, is a human resource and organizational development firm. We've been in business for the last 15, now 16 years actually. And our biggest passion is to transform both the individual and the organization to see that you achieve your dreams and your goals and that you're able to impact the world positively. That's our passion and we love what we do. And you can always count on us if you're looking for solutions that work, solutions that actually transform the workplace and the market at large. So I'd like to say that you're very welcome to our session this morning on delivering positive customer experiences. And I'm hoping that our webinar together will be that we are being exemplary, even as hear from you. And which organization, which country and which organization. If you would type in the chat, that it would be good to know. Please do. Country and organization. Tama, you are welcome. Just type your country and organization so that we can have an idea of who is in the room. Connie, you're welcome from Uganda. Tama from Uganda, you are welcome. I see we have Absa Bank in the room. Away. It's good to see you.
Okay, Julia, you're having an audio challenge. So,
and also as we type countries and organizations, it would be good to know what was your most recent story. Are you able to hear me now? I see David from Uganda, MedOptics, you're welcome.
Julia, looks like you're having a bit of a challenge with audio. So let me, I know Julia will be with us, but in terms, please keep typing away. You know, she will be able to respond with the messaging system and my assumption. So please, I know earlier you had said you are hearing me and seeing me. If you're still doing the same, you're hearing me and seeing me, please, if you may type in and say, yes, Ethan, I can see and hear you. That will be helpful to give me the confidence to know that, yes, you can hear me well, because with online, you're never so sure until someone on the other end tells you. It's not like face-to-face where you see people nodding or paying attention. Those are the joys. Proskovia says, Ethan, I can hear you and see you well. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to assume that the rest of us are doing the same. Ethan Musolini is my name, like you had. Friends call me Muso, so you're welcome to even refer to me as Muso as we move along. And today we are going to talk about customer service, because that's, in one way or another, you and I are relating with customers, so to speak, at the end. And we have been in this business for over 20, not 20, well, since 2003, full-time, September 2003, doing human resource training, coaching, life, career, and business coaching. I'm an author. I head the team at Success Africa. I have two wonderful daughters, a 5.5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old, two amazing daughters that I love dearly, happily married. And of course, depending on which part of which year, that is as of May 2020, because you might watch this video, say 20 years from now, and you're like wondering, wow, this guy, only 5.5-year-old. So today we want to talk about customer service, and we've been doing a series of free webinars for the whole week since Monday. So it's been a record marathon, and thanks for tuning in. There are people who have been consistent with us. If I recall, I believe Proskovia has been one of those. Julia, you can remind me who else. I believe David has attended several of them, Tama, Connie. So we really also seeing Lucio has attended a couple of these. So it's been a marathon, and so one of the ways in which as Success Africa, we are giving back. I mean, typically we charge, thousands of dollars for these kinds. So if we were to charge, we would have charged thousands of dollars for these segments. But during this time, we feel it's also our way to step up and give something to the community. We may not, I was joking yesterday that we may not carry tons of posho on our heads to deliver them to the state, but we have tons of information in our heads, skills and strategies that can help people out there. So that's one of the reasons we are doing this. So I would like to jump in straight away. I know it's like Julia said, we want to make it worthwhile for your being here. That's our guarantee. And we want to talk about delivering positive customer experiences. How do we do that? And So these are some of the things we are planning to achieve today, the details of customer experience, what customers look for in every engagement, different channels you can use to reach your customers, 5 strategies for delivering positive customer experiences. And it would be good to know before I jump into the details of customer experience, what is it that you would like to learn today? So that in case it's not part of the menu, right this morning or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are, as long as you're attending live, there should be someone, Julia, hopefully, Julia, if you kindly alert Samantha to track if there are any questions that are popping up on Facebook, then she can feed them back to you and then you raise them here. So even if you're on Facebook live, please tell us what would you like to learn from this particular segment. If you're on Zoom with us in the room, if you're in the room with us here on Zoom, what would you like to learn? Please type it in the chat box so that we get to know what is it. So that because you may prompt me to think in a certain tangent or dimension that I hadn't thought about before. So please go ahead and type away. Let me just give you 30 seconds before we go into the depth of the presentation. Okay, so let me see. Well, looks like people are still typing. That's my assumption. And so I'll be moving along. Then, Julia, you can alert me once the comments start coming in. Let me tune on my video again. Okay, cool. All right. Let's talk about the details of customer experience. Customer experience is the impression you leave with your customer, resulting in how they think of your brand before, during, and after interacting with you. So when we say before, it means there are people who have interacted with us before this particular segment. And now we are having an experience, whatever that is. And then after this, how are you going to relate with us? For example, I know we typically mail out the replays for those of you who attend in the room. So that's a motivator for you again in future. If there's a registration, when you register, then we're able to get your contacts and we mail you the recording. So all that is a journey, and how we interact with you, you will pick that. Someone sent in a question, that's David, how to deal with post-COVID customer management, all right? That's a fantastic question and we'll hint on it as we move along. Let me see, there's another comment I believe coming in. Connie, how do we motivate employees to deliver good service amid these times like these? Well, I'm not sure whether we'll get time to talk about this, but Julia, if you kindly capture this, I believe we are not going to cover that today. That's a huge topic, but I know we'll be doing a 2-hour segment in, later in the month. That's something that we'll definitely talk about. Today, I doubt, because that's huge. And Connie, I don't know whether you attended the free webinar I did on how to motivate employees during amidst tough times or something like that. It was a free webinar. So if you didn't, you could reach out to Julia, or you could leave your phone number and email, then we can find a way to get it into your hands. How to motivate employees amid these challenging times. It doesn't talk about specifically customer service, motivation in general, but the principles are related. And then later in the month, we'll talk about customer service in detail. Tamar, you raised your hand. Kindly send a text message, then Julia can respond accordingly. Because if I take this, I'll open it up for question and answer later. But for now, kindly use the text messaging system or the chatting system. It's much easier for me to handle rather than handling the audio now and then presenting this side, it becomes quite a challenge. Talking about a challenge, just give me a moment. I open this more. Okay, I wanted to bring in more light. I noticed one of the curtains was not open, so hopefully there is a bit more light now. Okay. So with customer service, it's the first till the last impression. So I would say it's both the first and lasting impression. So when we talk about service, that's what sticks in people's minds. I know that there are people who interacted with me or served me, and then you're like, wow, this, I will always come back no matter what. Or someone, you interact with someone, they're like, wow, this, I will not come back again in this particular situation. So so Samuel says, okay, Samuel Yango, okay. All right, good. Julia is handling it. Yeah, please type away, then Julia can always respond. Cool. Please note the following. Customers are already strained and stressed by the current crisis. So just when you're dealing with people and someone asked about how do you deal with people post-COVID, and I should say during and post. So just be aware of that. Then there are a few service providers right now. Time for you to show up and build a strong brand. So most people are in retreat. I was talking with a friend of mine who is a very aggressive entrepreneur. I said, how are you doing? He said, wow, I'm having the best time of my life. I said, wow, that's amazing to say during such a period. He said, you know what? Because people are hiding. I was like, wow, that's a fantastic way to look at the current environment. Because when people are hiding, that's the time for you to show up. So you could look at it that way. I know one of us here was telling me, I saw that person in the room, was telling me that, you know what, this has been a good time for her to refresh and re-energize herself. So, but at the same time, this would also be a good time to re-energize your customers, to offer them value, so to speak. Then customer priorities have shifted and will continue to shift because right now people are thinking security, safety, health. They are thinking my next job, how do I retain my job, or how do I get more cash coming in? While before it was a bigger portion of things that people were looking for. Now people have smaller segments of things that they are looking at and they really want to realize. So the priorities have shifted, and your job, part of your job is to find out what are their priorities right now, because what you think could be a priority may not be their priority right now. So that's why I asked your question, what is it that you would really, really love to learn, or that you would really, really love to experience? Because who knows, the priority, what I thought was useful yesterday may not be useful for you now. So it's also useful to reach out to people and find out what's on their mind. Now, when you offer great customer experience, it impacts the willingness of a customer to be a loyal advocate. And when you have a loyal advocate, that's a fantastic thing to do. One of my staff members was sharing with me that we put an ad for one of the events, I forget what it is. And so someone, and it was from a different country, I believe either Nigeria or Ghana. And someone was saying something negative about the free webinar. And people instead are the ones who jumped in and calmed the person down, so to speak. So when you have advocates, they can defend you, they can speak for you, they can fight for you, and they can market you. That is a fantastic kind of customer to have. And 86% of customers are willing to pay more for a better experience. And that's research by American Express. Tell you what, why do we really go to 5-star hotels? How come you're willing to pay say 3 times more, even 5 times more for just a cup of tea or a bottle of soda in a 5-star hotel. Well, it's not that the soda tastes better. Those are standard things. And sometimes the food do you think in a 5-star hotel, the food tastes 5 times more than what you pay out there? I can bet you no. At least from personal experience, no. But the overall experience, yes, it is, but not exactly the amount of money you're paying for the food. It's the lounge and all that. So people are willing to pay that, a good portion of people, the majority of people, 86%. And that you can earn 70% more with 3 years of investing in customer experience. That's according to the Temkin Group research. So when you see, the way to look at customers is to say, look, it's like a farmer. A farmer plants a seed, and when they plant a seed, they're not just expecting that one seed to sprout. No, they're not expecting to just harvest that one seed, but they are expecting that in the future they will harvest a bountiful. Now, in the same way, if you tend to your customers, if you pay attention to them, then in due season, they will come to pay you a bountiful. They'll come to pay you back. So let's remember that also. Over 30% customers will leave a brand they love after just one bad experience. Now that's, a good number of customers, they are just very fragile. What I mean by that is that they can change their emotions on a whim, just like that. And the bad challenge also is with today's social media, if they get a bad customer experience, they will make noise out there, with or without your knowing, with or without your knowledge. So and there are people, they may have had a fantastic experience before, but just one bad experience, they switch off. And that, my friend, off goes your brand. So that means that you and I have to pay extreme attention to our customers, because they can really move and they can really shift. Now, what do customers look for in every engagement? So let me see, some, seeing some people where someone is asking, how do I ensure my clients clear their outstanding balances amidst this difficult moment? Yet my employer requires me to ensure clients pay out their debts, and it's one of my performance measures by my employer. Somewhere, I wish I had answers to that, because that seems to be a general experience to most people. We are going through that ourselves. And so trust me, I'm figuring out things, we are testing out things. Once I find the exact answer, we will do a webinar on that, because most people are going through that. So the key thing is be understanding, and at the same time be assertive. So it's a delicate balance. To be honest, I don't have the exact answer right now. I know, Lucille, you are an expert with communications. So please, it would be good to I'm actually willing to, if someone has found a strategy that works, please, you can raise your hand, I'll put you live on air. How do we get, and you can type away. And if you really have a concrete answer that you feel works, this is something I'm willing to override my rules of not bringing people live before I finish my presentation, because it's a big need for everyone somewhere right now. And Lucille, I'm willing to put you on the spot in case you're willing to come on board. I know that's, then please, you can raise your hand, then Julia, you can alert me, and I can bring Lucille on board. Okay, so that's a huge challenge. I wish I had the answer and tell you bullet 1, 2, 3, go get your money. Right now, it's a domain that we are all attempting to figure out. So that would be my answer. All right, can see Lucille is coming online. Lucille, let me. So Lucille, please go ahead, unmute yourself and share the strategy. How can we get clients to pay us? Some are not, I would imagine, yeah, I would imagine some are not even picking their calls, or they are playing cat and mouse game. And of course, there is an understanding that things are tough, but how do we proceed? Please go ahead, Lucille.
Yes, it's a very important question. I think it's a situation a number of us are finding ourselves.
Lucille, you're breaking.
But people are overdue with that. I think.
Okay, Lucille, kindly start again, because you broke off like for 15 seconds.
Okay. I think it's a challenge a lot of us are facing, where we have outstanding balances that customers owe us.
Yeah.
And we need the resources at this time. Also, we appreciate that, people are challenged too. What I think we need to be realistic about is that there will be some people who will be willing to pay, and others who will not. With good intentions, people will not be willing to or able to release the resources. Now, some just don't want to pay, but there will be a percentage of clients who want to do the good thing and who have the resources to pay. So I think the best way to go around it, to show understanding to customers at this time, is to send out a message, but be honest and also show understanding. Tell them that you understand that this is a challenging time, for themselves as individuals or businesses. However, you just wanted to remind them about this outstanding balance, and if they can ask you, that would be great. So to show courtesy, respect, and also understanding for the current climate that we are all facing. And then I believe there will be some people who are able to pay, or who want to do the right thing and respond. You will get responses, but also to know that there are some people who won't. And then a good way to keep reminding people without them feeling budget is to first send that initial message, and then without, every few days or every week saying, please, a reminder about your balance.
Yes.
Good morning, do you have any update, or hello, good morning, because it will take them back either the previous email or message where you said, hello, please a reminder about my payment. So the following messages can be a bit lighter, but they'll know what you mean. And I believe there are some people who will pay. I've had, good and honest people pay up in this season. So there will be some who won't, and there will be others who won't. But, at least 50% is better than, nothing at this moment.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that helps, Lucille. Thank you so much. And let me see who had asked. I believe it is Samuel who had asked the question. Is let me see who had asked the question. Yeah, I believe it's Samuel who had asked. Please, you can type away and let me know whether that's helpful. And for me, I like the idea of acknowledging. Say, look, I'm aware that this is challenging period, and by the way, the challenge. Lucille Singoma is also a consultant in strategy and communications and marketing, and we'll be collaborating on some projects soon. You'll be seeing us. So thanks, Lucille, for that brilliant advice. And the thing that I wanted to highlight is I liked that acknowledging someone. It's called empathy. So you have to empathize. So you don't say, hey, good morning. When am I getting my payment? That shows that you really are not in touch with the reality. So you have to acknowledge what's going on and then make the request. And what I really, really like, Lucille, from the strategy you've shared is that the following message doesn't have to be about your money. Hey, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Full stop. But they know now that alone triggers their mind. Oh, by the way, I haven't paid this guy. Then the following day, hey, by the way, oh, here is another trick that I believe would be very useful, whether it's during or after. And that is to say, look, oh, by the way, I found this useful article around, managing this kind of business during these tough times. So you're adding value, but it's also a reminder to them. So you're adding value to them. The other thought that popped up in my mind when Lucille was sharing, which I believe cuts across all industries, and which I believe we've applied part of it at Success Africa. The good thing is that my colleagues are online, so which I believe would be very applicable, is to reach out and say, hey, please let me know, is there any way I can, please let me know if there is any way I can be of service or help. That we have partly done, though we haven't been aggressive on that front, because then when you're stepping up to help someone, then they will also feel like that sense of, oh, this person cares enough, and therefore they will also care about your needs. So that's something I believe that would work out. Samuel, who had asked the question, says, thanks so much for that advice and guidance on being courteous and assertive and showing the client that we understand the current situation, but reminding them of their outstanding balances, which, if possible, they could clear. Okay? Yeah, Samuel, you're welcome. So I'm glad that you found the answer helpful, the answers helpful and useful. Okay, cool. Now, this and I want everyone to be engaged on this. What do you think customers look for in every engagement? Just quickly type it in. I want to pick that up. I want to pick your brains, and then the rest of the segment I'm going to be super fast, super quick, because I can see we are deep into our timeline, into our time frame. Okay, Samuel, this was Samuel's question. Okay, please type away. What do you think customers look for in every engagement? I would want to see you type away in the messages. All right, so just one word, just don't think about a sentence, because I know some of us are thinking of sentences. Just type in one word and say, this is what they are looking for, okay? The customer looks for value, that's according to Frida, where it be information or offer. Good, good to see you, Frida. Then Connie, personal touch. Oh yeah, thank you, Connie. Let me see, who else? Personal touch, the value part, cool. So I'm sure some of us, just type one or two words. They don't have to be many. I want to give at least a chance to one person. Just type away. One person going once, one person going twice. All right, good. Samuel put it there. Solution provider, fantastic. Yeah, and I like that solution provision part, because some people like quoting policies and procedures, yet what people really want is a solution. Consistency, yes. Value for money is someone who's low, that's according to Tamar. Consistency. Someone loading in with their phone, I'm not able to see the name, says value for money, absolutely, okay? And sometimes not just value for money, but also value for your time. Like right now, you're not paying anything, but guess what? It is also value for money when you come to think of it, because then you can quantify and say, my 1 hour is worth this much. So am I going to get as much value from Success Africa's presentation or not? So there's always value for money indeed. I really like that. Okay, so let's look at some of, so all those things you've mentioned are true. And I would also like to, oops, okay. I am missing something, okay. what the customers look for in every engagement. They are looking for the human side, meaning how much do you care? They made research many, many years ago. I believe it must be like 20 years ago. And they made research in terms of the hospital. The question was around for the hospital, what do people look for? So most people first, they were thinking that it must be the quality of doctors or the technology and all that. And you know what they discovered was two words: bedside manner, meaning how do people treat them? How do the service providers, the nurses or the cleaners or the doctors, what is their bedside manner? When we talk about bedside manner, they really mean that humanity, Ubuntu. That's the human side. Okay? Then the other key that people look for is flexibility, because in one moment, a customer could be in one mode or in one zone, or there was a certain way you were delivering an experience and they are requesting for something else. They are requesting, okay, can I have this? Can I have a top up for this? Can I have a banana instead of pancake? So they want to know, can I have this design changed a bit? I know we had agreed on this, but is there a way we can design this? And someone say, oh, no, that's not what we agreed upon. When we agree on something, that's it. Well, there you're so rigid. And of course, there are things that may not be changed on at the whim, but all they want to know is, are you flexible? Speed, speed, speed. Even when I'm working with people, I would rather have someone who delivers something quickly that is not perfect than someone deliver to me something perfect but is delivered 2 weeks late. No, for me, speed is extremely critical. And every person loves speed, speed. And then, of course, these other points you mentioned, okay? Now, let's talk about 5 strategies for delivering positive customer experience. Before I go there, just again to recap some of the points that some of you raised, which to me are extremely critical. Personal touch, which is the humanity part, solution provider, consistency, value for money. When you say value for money, it's the same thing that Frida talked about, the value. Are you providing value at the end of the day? And I'll be adding a bit more on that. Now let's talk about 5 strategies for delivering positive customer experience. Number 1 is understand the needs and wants of your customers. Profile your ideal prospects and customers and find out, what do people really, really want? Because people don't want cookie cutter solutions and that what worked here is what's going to work here. No. They want to know, are you serving me? Are you delivering what I want? Are you delivering what I find to be valuable to me? So not to the masses, but to me. They want that. And to deliver that, you have to know, first of all. And it can be as simple as making a phone call. Hey, by the way, I was wondering, what is your biggest need now? What's your biggest challenge now? What is your dream? So get to know, what are your fears? What are your concerns? Once you get to know that, write them out and then deliver on that. That is research 101. And also, when I say getting to know, one of the best ways actually is to ask the people who are already paying. That's how you get to know this portion of ideal customers and prospects. So just interview the people who are already paying you money that you're happy with. So their psychographics, so the way they think, the way they behave, their expectations and all that is most likely the same expectation, the same needs, the same challenges that other people that you would have, that you would want to get in your room or in your service journey or your customer service journey, or to most likely they will be the same. So in terms of research, if you took that tip alone, it's really worth your time today. I can guarantee you that. The second key is to create an emotional connection. Seth Godin, one of my favorite marketers, I would encourage you to familiarize yourself with his works. He says it's easier to love a brand when the brand loves you back. And in my view, the key thing is you cannot get whatever you want to get is what you have to give out first. If you want people to love you, love them first. Because if you're not loving them, if you're not caring for them, they're not going to care for you. Just like employee relations, if you're an employer and you don't love and care for people, then they won't care and love you either. So you have to be aware of that. Like I notice when something, let's say I'm not feeling well or something, I genuinely feel the care of my team at Success Africa. And I believe partly because, I mean, if they are also amidst a challenge, they also feel that. They feel that I care for them. There's that emotional connection. And talking about which, guess what? Customer service starts internally or with your team. Because if you take care of them, they will take care of people. So the emotional connection, again, that's the humane side. So in that, how can you take great care of people? And it has to come from your heart. And please, 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 if you really don't enjoy serving people and the brand that you're selling, please get out of that business, because people will feel it. People will feel the emotion. So you have to love the product, the service, and the people. The third key is omni-channel. That is the website has to, mobile responsive, user-friendly across multiple devices, phone calls, the app, the WhatsApp. Just so you know, if this is of interest to you and you want us to say help you with this, I'm partnering with an organization where we can actually implement multi-channel communications and marketing. Email, Facebook, text, so all that will be incorporated, whereby you can be able to communicate to people on all the channels. So soon you'll be seeing it also in our channels at Success. We communicate, of course, we use all those channels, but I'm talking about having it in a central place where at a click of a button, you can communicate to people using all those 3 channels. If that's of interest to you, it's quite a hefty investment required, but if that's of interest to you and you want to implement it in your business, whatever it is, please, you can leave your name and email and say multi-channel communication system, something like that. Please let me know. I have a partner, is amazing. He's been doing this for years. It's incredible. He's a multi-million-dollar marketer. Just let me know, and then we can talk after that. After this, I beg your pardon. Live chats online, door-to-door deliveries. So all these are channels. The more channels you can communicate to people with, the more you'll be on top of their mind. That's why you notice the big brands, they will go on TV, they will go on radio, they will go on social media, they will be on WhatsApp, they will be all over the place. Why? Because they know they have to hit all the senses to be able to stay on top of your mind. Number 4 is manage expectations. Be clear about what you can deliver. So that's why, for example, someone was asking me about motivating employees to deliver service. I told them, look, today, unfortunately, I want to be able to deliver that, but these are some resources. There's this free webinar, which can give you a start, and then later in the month, we'll have a 2-hour session on customer service. Yeah, I had to be clear, because I don't want to say, let's see, we'll see whether I will have the time. No. I know that I won't have the time. So better to be very upfront with you. My paternal grandfather was a Mchiga. Of course, you may not know who Machiga are, but it's a certain tribe in Uganda, and for them, they are very upfront, very blunt. So I have a bit of that in me, and I like people who are upfront with me. I always admire people, for example, who will send in an application for coaching, and then they say, you know what, Ethan, sorry, to be honest, I don't have the money right now. Compared to someone who say, yeah, let's talk in 2 days' time. Then you call, they are not picking, they are not responding. Like, man, what happened? Means someone was not honest. So let's be clear about what we can deliver and what we cannot. Under promise and over deliver. That's always very important. If you know I recall there's someone I was talking to, a client, their clients, and so one of their staff members was saying, oh, I'll send in the report by tomorrow. And then they know they want to be able to, and then later they say, hey, but you know, then 1 week later, it's not yet. You see, there are so many things and the like. So I told that person, I said, look, if you know it's going to take you 2 days, please don't tell me 2 days then, moving forward. Tell me 4, so that I manage my expectations. Then when you deliver it in 3 or 4, when you deliver it in 3, I'm excited. When you deliver it in 4, I'm good. So please, under promise and over deliver. Number 5, communicate well and often. The rule of thumb is that you cannot over communicate, especially amidst challenging times like this. Communicate. Because remember, people have so much on their mind, and also communicating is not just about self-serving communications. It's also about what kind of extra value that you can deliver, just like some of our colleagues mentioned earlier. But how can you add value? Yeah, we are adding value to you right now. That's part of us delivering, so to speak. So in terms, if we were to summarize this, if I were here, I would take a screenshot of this, is profile your customers, create an emotional connection, have omni-channel communication, manage expectations, and communicate, okay? I like what Shiv Singh said, and he said that the purpose of a business is to create a customer who creates customers, okay? If you can create that, then you'll never ever run out of business. You'll always have customers chasing you down the road. I know there's that famous quote, Julia, of Mahatma Gandhi. It's my favorite quote on customer service. If you're able to pull it up and put it in the chat box, I can pull it up. So for me, but I like this even more so in that if you can create a customer who becomes your evangelist, if you can create a customer who becomes your marketer, that great customer service, a happy customer is your best marketing strategy. So because then they start talking about you, they start marketing you. I've had a couple of clients who have been happy with me, and then they market me all over the place. I recall my first coaching client was called Dr. Christine Nadidio. She was very happy with me, and she's marketed me all for years. I mean, my first coaching session with her was September 2003. And up to date, she's still marketing me. That is what, 17 years later. So now tell me, that is 1,000,000 times better than me just pressing the ad and say, hey, here, marketing. There's nothing wrong with marketing. What I'm saying is once the customer is in, please make sure that you put that across. Yeah, Julia, thanks for sharing the quote that a customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. He's not an interruption in our work. He's the purpose of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us the opportunity to serve him. That's according to Mahatma Gandhi. So in the updated slides, Julia, we can see how to put that up. Let me see if I'm able to quickly capture that. So I would like to know, before I wrap this up and open it up for questions, I would love to know, what did you find most useful, and how are you going to do, what are you going to do differently in your business? What are you going to implement? Because for me, the way I look at this is you have to, like I've been mentioning over the last couple of webinars, is that Success Africa, we don't just believe in giving content, we believe in transformation. Not just information, but transformation. Please, I would like you to type away and say, look, this is what I've found most useful, and this is what I'm going to do in my career or in my business. I know we have some business people here, like Frida, like Lucille, all of us are somehow we are in business anyway. Otherwise, we wouldn't have appeared here. All of us have customers. So it would be good to here, what did you find most useful and what are you going to do differently as a result of this presentation, such that as the Success Africa team, we can know and say, look, and Julia is the one who, Julia is the one who took a lead on this, and so thanks Julia for that. Please just make it a point to tell us what you found most useful and how you're going to put this together. How you're going to implement this, I beg your pardon. So please just type away as before we wrap up, then I'll also tell you how you can access this content, this recording, I beg your pardon. I want to know. Yeah. So how are you going to, what have you found most useful and how are you going to apply it in your life? Where are you? Okay. Okay, let me see what are people saying here before we. So as you type away, because I'm sure you're still reflecting in terms of what to. Yeah, that is the quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you, Julia, for sharing. It's there on the screen. You can take a screenshot. It's one of the most valuable quotes in my book when it comes to customer service. And to me, Mahatma Gandhi was just spot on. Okay, so you're typing in your responses. I like this. Let's see. The person who is on the techno phone says, oh, actually, there are many responses that have come through. That Tamara says, I've learned that I have to be upfront with people. What I intend to do differently is not under promise, is to under promise and over deliver, Tamara. Fantastic. The person on the techno says, I find the emotional connection very useful. I'll follow up with calls after the service. Yeah, there is a service I invested in and someone called from UK and they call them strategy sessions for 30 minutes. And we were saying, okay, anything else we can help you with? It's actually related to this other partnering program I'm talking about. So just 30 minutes, not selling me anything, but to say, okay, this is how you can maximize the system. Is there anything we can help you with? Do you have any questions? 30 minutes on the call. I was like, wow. Proscovia says, I will not forget to under promise and over deliver. Good. Then giving my staff or customers good experiences whenever I get to interact with them. Absolutely. That's one of the best things you can, that's one of the best gifts you can give to yourself and also the external customers. Tell the truth as compared to lying and not delivering. Absolutely, Proscovia. Your truth will take you very, very far. Keep the, Connie says, keep the communication lines open. Yep, that would be very useful. Tamara also says point number 5 was also very helpful to me to communicate well and often. Good. Frida says, I found the reminder about the omni channels very useful. Sometimes we forget and focus on the 2 to 3 channels we use regularly. Yes. However, regular users of Facebook might not be regular users of Instagram. It's a reminder to update the channels that my customers can be found. Absolutely. That omni-channel communication alone would boost your conversions. And according to research, it can boost conversions by as much as 50%. So moving forward, that's something that you'll see us implement aggressively at Success Africa. Of course, if that's of interest, let me know to implement it in your life. The person on the techno phone says, managing expectations is great too. I will make sure to make them have the best experience. Oh, and the name is Tina. All right, Tina, thank you. And now I want to be saying the person on Techno. I'll be saying Tina. Thank you, Tina. Cool. That's the quote from Mahatma Gandhi. And before I wrap up, also recently we did, last month we did a research about the impact of this lockdown on businesses, managers, stroke leaders, and then employees. How has it impacted businesses? How has it impacted leadership? How has it impacted productivity? And we found some very, very interesting insights. For example, we discovered that 64% of employees, they were not prepared to work from home. So, and the other bits of details, I want to reveal right now. We may reveal them, we may do a program specifically to launch that. But I would encourage you, you can download it for free. You just go to success-africa.com/research. So please go there. There is a link where you can download this report. The executive summary alone will give you core highlights. And some of you participated. I know like Lucille participated and helped us to distribute this, the questionnaire. Please read it, and please, you're welcome to share it with as many people as possible. That's something I would highly recommend. Then if you have any other questions, please let me know. You can type them through. And also to let you know that we have remote customer service training coming up. And we'll be talking about applying the principles of great customer service remotely, using technology to bond with your customers, strategies for gaining the confidence of your customers, writing that connects and inspires your customers, and building customer loyalty. So if that's of interest to you, it will be taking place on 12th May. Sorry, I missed adding that. So that's 12th May. Oops. Let me first put the May, yeah. So 12th May 2020, that's when it will be taking place. So just to be, it will be 2 hours, it will be solid 2 hours of content. The figures are there, one person is $30, but we always offer, actually this offer, we changed it now, it's a bit different, just so you know. It is 50% off if you make payment within 24 hours, and 20% if you do effect payment within 48 hours. I know there are people who are not in Uganda, like Frida, in case you're interested in this. So you can, there's a PayPal option. You can leave your email and phone number, say, okay, I'm interested in the PayPal option. And if you would like this to sell this to your organization, I know some of us have organizations we work with. We can deliver this training for the team, for the organization. And then because we need these skills, trust me. So if you want us to follow up with your organization, you could also tell us, okay, I'm from this organization, this is my number, follow me up and we talk about a possibility to work with my organization. And you could introduce us with you to your HR or your MD or your executive director, whoever that person is. So for me, that would even be very, very helpful. There are some organizations that have signed up before for these particular events. There's mobile money on the right-hand side. You can send mobile money either to Julia or Cargo. We use ABSA. Actually, we have someone from ABSA. So we've been your client since 2004. So please, for you, it would be a very easy transfer and you could get ABSA to sign up. And they've been our customers, actually. They've been good to us. Those are my personal contacts, and you will see these slides anyway. In case you need group coaching, you can reach out to Kabgo, Julia, or myself. Success Africa, you can go to success-africa.com or send us an email, info@success-africa.com. We have other training programs at Success Africa: team building, leadership and management, effective communication, change management, personal finance. We actually have a program coming up, and there's a free webinar we finished. Customer care, which is coming up. Stress management is also coming up as a paid event. Organizational development, then motivational talks. I have a couple of video products. And all right, So this is it. And in case you have any particular question, please let me know in the chat box, so to speak. So for me, it's been a wonderful experience to have. Let me see, I'm seeing another chat message coming through. Please note that all the trainings that I've mentioned can be done online. So you can engage us, and then we deliver something like this, and even better. If we know, for example, that it's a huge group, we can even sign up. We can find a way to do breakout rooms online. Just know that those options are available now, where we can have small groups to discuss, and then they come back together in a room in one go. Just know we can deliver this, and the beauty is we can then record and then provide you the recordings. Those who are not able to attend, they can watch the recordings. So please note that's something that I would like to highlight. Let me see who else is here. Tamara says, thank you for adding value to me. You're welcome, Tamara. And let me see. Okay. If you have, Julia, is there anything else I've mentioned before we wrap this up? Because I can see it's already 12:30. Julia, is there anything that I need to mention or highlight? Okay, cool, says no. Okay, so once again, I would like to thank you for coming for this particular presentation. And please note, if you would kindly also, if you're on Facebook also, I've been attending live, thank you. If you're watching a recording, whether on Facebook or YouTube, thank you. We don't take your time for granted. And if you like this, please share it with as many people as possible. Can see Nicholas says, thank you so much. I have learned a lot. Nicholas is from Kenya. Nicholas Okoko, thank you for joining us from Kenya. Habari, Mungu akubariki, akubariki, I believe that's the word. Lillian says, good information, Success Africa, very grateful. Connie says, thanks for the session, Ethan and Julia. And also the Success Africa team in the background. Julia and I usually lead the front here. We have a big team of Pamela, Samantha, Kabugo, Pascal, Moiti, Serubo, they are there in the background. Frida says, thanks for an insightful session. You're welcome, Frida. Let me see. Yeah, so thanks you two for coming. We appreciate you, and in future we will be communicating to you, giving you access to these replays. There are also other paid events coming up, and I also have to add this, that in life, it's how much value you add to yourself that in the end you're able to add value to others. So I would encourage you to reach out to learn. Tina says in this session has been very helpful. Thank you, you're welcome, Tina. So just know that the more you add value to yourself, the more you can add value to others. So for us as Success Africa, again, this is a gift to the world, worth thousands of dollars, the webinars we've been doing. In future, we'll be planning to do these webinars. We will be planning another series. For now, we've done about 6 or 7, actually, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually 7. We've done 7 free webinars during this lockdown. Thank you. So please, you can give kudos to so thank you, Success Africa team, for working so hard in the background to make this happen. Proscovia, kindly share with the previous discussion slides. I haven't received most of them. Okay. Okay, so Proscovia, thanks for sharing your email. I'm sure Julia has picked it up. We will definitely make sure that these, we have uploaded about 3 of them already, so we'll be uploading the rest. So by next week, everything will be up, then you'll be able to access them. Okay, thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you. Keep growing, keep planning, keep expanding. Whatever you're going through, just know that the good Lord is with us and will keep us alive and safe, not only to survive, but to thrive So keep surviving and thriving. Most importantly, keep thriving. Help the rest of the world to thrive. That's what we are doing at Success Africa. That's what the team at Success Africa is doing. If you need personalized coaching also, you can go to ethanmusolini.com/coaching. Please follow us on our social media pages at Success Africa and with Ethan. If you need corporate trainings, please go to success-africa.com or send us an email, info@success-africa.com, and we will be more than glad to deliver these sorts of trainings online. Till then, thank you, Julia, for hosting. And thank you once again, the Success Africa team in the background working so hard. Samuel Yangu, Julia, I hope you've picked up that email from Samuel who wants also the documents. And till then, may the good Lord bless you. We love you. We believe in you. Bye for now.